Most kids play recreational sports growing up, but it is extremely difficult to turn this hobby into a profession. It is amazing when someone of any age accomplishes this task, but sometimes kids manage to go pro before they even turn 18. Today we're learning about 8 kids who play professional sports. Karamoko Dembele is a football wunderkind who started his professional aspirations at the tender age of 13. The London native started playing on Celtic's youth development team. The Glasgow-based club saw potential in Dembele, and he signed his first professional contract when he was only 15 years old. In 2019, he was at the center of a tug-of-war. England, Scotland, and the Ivory Coast all wanted Dembele for their respective teams and offered him handsome sums of money for the opportunity. Dembele, who was starred for both Scotland and England at youth level, is rubbing shoulders with the likes of Barcelona's Ansu Fati, who himself has turned heads with his brilliant plays in recent seasons. Even the harshest critics in football believe that Dembele has the potential to be a brilliant star, all before he even turns 18. Corey Goff, the 15-year-old tennis sensation, made one of the most memorable Wimbledon debuts in recent memory by beating Venus Williams in 2019. And she didn't stop there. She won 2 more matches and is now the youngest woman to reach the second week of a Grand Slam tournament since 15-year-old Jennifer Capriati at Wimbledon in 1991. Although she prefers the name Coco, Goff's first name is pronounced the same as her father's, Corey. He likes to say every time they call me Corey, they're cheering for him, she says. Goff grew up in Atlanta before moving back to her home in Florida to concentrate on tennis. The hard work is starting to pay off because the 16-year-old already has more than $800,000 in career earnings. Goff is represented by Team 8, the agency co-founded by Roger Federer. Since she was 10, she has trained part of the year in southern France at the Mouratoglou Academy, which is run by Patrick Mouratoglou, Serena Williams' coach. According to Mouratoglou, unbelievable. She's just different. It's something I've known since I met her. She came to my academy at 10. I spoke to her. I had an individual one-on-one discussion with her. I said, guys, she's different. AJ Heineke, or better known as AJ Stunts, has been riding bikes since he could walk. Now, at the tender age of 6, he is already a professional stunt rider. This young, up-and-coming professional stunt rider is from San Mateo, California. Now with sponsorships from GoPro and mentorship from Jason Pollan, AJ Stunts is well on his way to international fame and fortune. Some people worry about the safety of a 6-year-old riding a motorcycle. As his mother says, AJ was almost born directly into the motorcycling world, so she would be more concerned if he was not riding a bike. However, with passionate riders around him and full support from the family, AJ went from the push bike to electric motorcycle in a matter of months, and did so naturally. His mother tells how he needed no training wheels when he got on the electric bike. He just threw a leg over it and rode away, as if it was a thing he was doing for the 1,000th time. From that moment on, it was clear that AJ would have no trouble taking more steps into the motorcycle world. Professional stunt rider Jason Pollan was by AJ's side from the beginning, seeing his natural talent and understanding his amazing potential. If all goes as planned, AJ will be one of the biggest names in stunt riding in the years to come. Juju Noda is the daughter of former Formula One driver Hideki Noda, and she must have a genetic predisposition to drive because she was tearing up the track at only 13 years old. The wunderkind has attracted headlines for several years as a result of testing single-seater machinery in her home country of Japan while still underage. She has already raced Formula 3 cars in the Japanese category called Formula U17. She plans to race in the Danish Formula 4 later this year. Thank you to all of Noda Racing mechanics and staff, my friends and family, and everyone at school, said Noda. I am graduating from U17 this season. It is difficult to put into words how full of gratitude I am for these years. From next year, new challenges will begin again. I have a mix of excitement and nervousness. The Danish F4 Championship will feature 3 official tests and 24 races. It will be my biggest challenge yet, but I am really looking forward to it. I am lucky to be able to do what I love, even racing at my age. As it will be my first time in Denmark, and knowing this is a championship with many fast and young drivers, I am prepared to try my best and fight hard. She has the ability to feel the limits of her race car and the adhesion limits of the tires, Father Hideki told the website Great Big Story. That's critical, and it's not something you can teach someone. She was born with it. When Juju feels she's on the limit, she will back off, but still stay focused and relaxed and fast. Melanie Parra is a volleyball player for Sinaloa in Mexico. She went pro when she was only 14 years old and participated in the Volleyball Women's World Championship in 2018. She signed with the team in 2017 and has been a staple of the squad ever since. Para is related to volleyball superstar Samantha Bricio, leading many to believe that there's something special in their family genes. Now 17, Para has a bright future ahead of her and more than 40,000 followers on Instagram. In 2019, she competed with the Mexican national team to defeat Chile in the finals. Ricardo Ponce, the head coach of Mexico, said that Melanie has surprised everyone with her style. Today, she proved once more that she's a great leader. Kanak Ya is an American table tennis prodigy, playing at the international level. He made the U.S. World Team when he was only 14 years old. Now 18, Ya is trying his hardest to raise the profile of table tennis in the United States, and it looks like his efforts are bearing fruit. The USA took a 6-strong squad, 4 men and 2 women, to the ITTF World Championships in Budapest last year. Incredibly, the Youth Olympic Games bronze medalist was the oldest man representing the American continent. Ya went out in the last round of the men's singles, but he was far from disgraced in his defeat to Olympic champion Ma Long. Ya said that he considered Long to be one of his idols, so there's no shame in losing. Born in Milpitas, California to parents from India, Ya displayed athletic ability as a youngster before channeling his energies into table tennis. His older sister Prachi had already shown talent in the sport, but Kanak looked like a potential champion. It turns out their instincts were correct, and Ya is looking at a long career as a professional table tennis player. The only high school student and youngest ever to make it to the prestigious Walker Cup team, California native Akshay Bhatia, took the plunge into professional golf in 2017. Bhatia, at the age of 17, became the youngest ever amateur to be selected for the American squad of the Walker Cup while he was still in high school. That was achievement enough, but Bhatia justified his inclusion by orchestrating a now fabled 4-2 singles win over amateur champion James Sugru, a blitzkrieg of a match in which Bhatia started with 4 threes in the first 5 holes. His impressive junior golf career includes wins at the AJGA's Rolex Tournament of Champions and Polo Golf Junior Classic. Bhatia appears to have a flair for the dramatic. In 2018, he chipped in for eagle on the last hole to defend his title at the Junior PGA Championship and became the only player in the history of the event to win it twice, and in consecutive years too. After his professional debut, Bhatia said, "I've learned a lot about where I need to be and where I'm at right now," he said. "It could be better in a few months or in a few years, but that's why I started early, just to learn." Ashima Shirasi has been described as a climbing prodigy, a bouldering phenom, and the Gretzky of granite. While the 2020 Olympic rock climbing hopeful has risen to prominence in the sport, Shirasi doesn't want to be defined solely by her ability to seamlessly maneuver up and down rocks and walls. "Climbing is a big part of my life, but it's not the only thing I enjoy doing," Shirasi said. The 19-year-old is an avid photographer, enjoys baking and fashion. Shirasi also recently announced her first book, How to Solve a Problem: The Rise and Falls of a Rock Climbing Champion, which was released on April 7, 2020. The 40-page children's picture book, published by Random House Children's Books imprint, is illustrated by Yao Xiao. Though she's 19 now, Shirasi has been climbing professionally since she was 14 years old. In 2015, at the age of 14, she became the first female in history to complete a V15 grade climb, which is the second hardest difficulty level for outdoor rock climbing. She is also the youngest person to ever complete one. Alex Honnold, record-breaking free soloer and perhaps the most celebrated rock climber in the world, described Shirasi as one of the best climbers in the country, hands down. Today, she is the International Federation of Sport Climbing's 3-time defending World Youth Champion. In September 2019, she moved from New York to Tokyo with her dad to continue her training in hopes of taking on the 2020 Olympics for climbing's inaugural year in the competition. As a result of her accomplishments, Ashima has been followed by sports press for her entire childhood. And now, as she grows into her own voice and sense of style, other audiences are starting to pay attention too.